Hope welcome to the weekly Zohar class. The portion of this week is Tzav. In Hebrew, Tzav means God ordering Moshe to do the sacrifices. We are in the book of Vayikra, book of sacrifices. We are right before Shabbat HaGadol. This is the last Shabbat, they call it the big Shabbat before Passover. And next week is Passover. Every year before Passover, we read this portion Tzav. It's talking about putting a rope again on the neck of a ram, a bush, and bring it to your house and tie him down. Do you know how difficult it is to pull a ram? Did you ever try it? We're not talking about the lamp. We're talking about ram, bush. One time I had a chance to do it in Israel. It's impossible. You can never. Bush is the sign of Aries. It has the biggest ego. There is no way you can pull a ram. The ram says, I'm going to pull you. You cannot pull me. So, it's talking about sacrificing the negative ego that we have in our thoughts. You're starting a new year. You're starting a new cycle. We don't want to take all this negativity from last year to the new year. But it's part of our nature. We've been living with those feelings, or we've been living with those thoughts and acts for years. And this time around, the Torah is asking us, pull it, sacrifice it. It's extremely difficult to let go of the addiction we have, to let go of the worriness, the anger that we have, to let go our pride, to let go the anger. It's very difficult. And tonight we're going to learn how we can get rid of all those negative aspects that we have and start a new year, a fresh year. Shabbat HaGadol, Gadol means big in Hebrew, but in spirituality it means maturity. So one Shabbat before Passovers, the universe, the Creator asking you, are you mature enough? Did you get mature during the past year? Or you still want to continue the same, crying, baby, complaining, victim consciousness? So we have 51 Shabbatot in the year, and the 52nd, the last one, is Shabbat HaGadol. It's Shabbat of maturity. So the Torah is asking you, did you mature? Abi, you've been studying for many years, and last class we have this practice that what we want to leave behind and how we want to start a new year with a new attitude. So Passover is the correction of our thought. The next 6 months we have to cleanse, we have to pure, we have to clean our consciousness. The 6 months between Nisan to Rosh Hashanah is cleansing, purifying our thoughts. And between Rosh Hashanah to Passover is cleansing our actions. So the first 6 months is potential, the second 6 months is the actual. And whatever in the next 6 months we're going to build in our consciousness is going to manifest itself in the second 6 months. So tonight we're going to learn, Passover is the story of coming out of Egypt, coming out of darkness, coming out of addiction, coming out of selfishness, self-centered, anger, hate, controlling. Did we mature this past year? If we want a miracle, if we want to change, we want to find a soulmate, we want a business, we want a better lifestyle, we want to have a good children. So it's telling us, maturing, you need to be matured. Leave behind all the bad aspects. We talked about it many, many years, but tonight we're going to talk about one special point of it. So one lesson that we're going to learn tonight is where this addiction is coming from, where this anger is coming from. In order to get rid of it, we have to find the source. It's easy to say, I don't want to be angry anymore. It's easy to give up, to say I want to give up drugs or gambling or any other addictions we have. Working hard is addiction, worrying is addiction. Anger is addiction, all those negative aspects that humanity have is addiction. We're addicted to them. So we want to know what is the source. It's easy to say it, but we want to know what is the source. That this coming year, I don't want to continue doing the same negative actions or thoughts. The Zohar is beautiful. It says it's because we have a void. The reason for all the addiction, the reason for all the angers, all the negative thoughts we have is void. Everybody understand what void is? Means to khali. Khala, void, to be void.
To have void?
If we are having a void, that's called for addiction. Being void demands energy. If I feel like I don't have enough money, then right away I want to fill up that void with some kind of energy. So I get angry at my parents, maybe. Why they didn't make enough money for me? If we have void that we don't love people or people don't love us, so it's going to show itself in other ways. If I'm all the time in competition with other people, that means I have a void. I'm not fulfilled. So I'm looking to fill up that void with any kind of energy. So filling void, again, this is a very powerful sentence, demands energy. So if somebody go after drugs, because it gives it energy, there is a void and you want to fill it up with something. Emptiness, void, emptiness, lack. Like I explained, we give some examples. If you got hurt emotionally, physically, you are not loved, you're not happy, you're lonely. There's so many examples here. Lack of acceptance, lack of recognition, constantly in competition. So if there is a void, if there is a lack, if there is a kambud in me, right away I want to fill it up with something. And it's easy to fill it up with anger, it's easy to fill it up with running away, easy to fill it up with judging. Oh, I don't have money because of so and so and so. I'm not beautiful because so and so. I'm not happy because there's so many reasons. We learn so many times that happiness doesn't come from outside, it's come from inside. If somebody is not happy because he has a void, and right away we want to fill it up with something. So the number one reason for any kind of addiction is because we have a void. And what's better than filling up with this void with light, with good actions, with positive actions? There is one test. It says, when we feel void, we don't care for anybody else. If any time you tell yourself, I don't care about this guy, I don't care about that guy, or I don't care about what's going to happen to my house or my kenisa or my class, that's because we have a lack, we have a void. So it's so amazing how powerful the Zohar is, that gives you even the solution, gives you a test. So it's like one thing leads to another. First, I feel like I'm not rich enough, I'm not beautiful enough, I'm not successful enough, I'm not loved, I'm not happy. That creates a void. Right away, I want to fill it up with some kind of energy. It demands energy. A void, an empty, it demands energy. It needs to be filled up. What am I going to fill it up with? What's available to me? Being angry, being judging, drugs, gambling, running away. And that's what creates the chaos in our life. So this coming year is the Passover is the correction of the mind, correction of the way I think. I have to search, I have to look for a chametz with a candle in our own mind and consciousness. Where do I feel void? The cause of all the negativity in our life is because we feel void. Amrijun talk about balance, shalom. If somebody is, we know some people that are happy no matter what. They feel fulfilled no matter what. They don't have any lacks. They don't have any void. So there is a formula. You feel good, you're happy, you're healthy, you look good. It's because you feel like everything is fine. I don't have no voids in my life. All the anger, all the addictions, because I feel void. I feel like something's empty within me. So, we all have, don't feel bad, we all have some kind of a void in our life, we all feel like we have some kind of a lack, but the best solution is to fill it up with positive action, with positive thoughts. That's why we come to the classes. That's why we come to Shabbatot Kenisa. That's why we volunteer. That's why we do the mitzvot. Because we want to fill up the void with good actions. The only solution to fill up a void is with good action, with positive actions. With sharing, with caring for others. I said the test is, as soon as you say, I don't care about others, that means you fall into the trap of void. But the best way to push it away is to do a positive action. To give. To stop being self-centered. And, when we get angry, you're kidding me? This formula doesn't even make sense, You say, no, I want to be angry. I want to run away. I want to hate. I want to continue my addiction. That's why we are learning this wisdom. So next time those feelings come to me, I said, no, stop. I want to have patience. I'm going to wait. I'm not going to jump into that temporary negative energy. I realize that I have a void. I realize I have a lack. Nothing have to do with the outside. I'm going to resist to fill up that void and lack with negative energy. And I'm going to switch it by having a positive talk, positive action, positive speak to fill up that void. So, we all know angry people, do they have a good life? Do they end up being successful? Or any kind of addiction or drugs? Is the end of the line is good? No. So this void is actually the black hole that we have in space. Doesn't matter how much you put into this void, it's never get full. Any drugs that can satisfy us, any anger can help us reach our goal? No. So it doesn't matter how much you feed this void with all the negative forces, it's not going to get full. The only way to get rid of this void is spirituality, good action, good speech, good talk, caring for others, sharing with others, touching others, being involved in a community, being involved in a society. So that void in Hebrew is in a Kabbalah language called klipa. Maybe you heard about it, klipa. So each time you hear the word klipa, that means that void that suck the energy, suck the goodness out of our life. So, and each time we keep getting angry, keep judging, we are feeding that klipa. Sometimes you're so nervous and you're so worry and anger, we start shaking. Our body go through like some kind of a shake and panic. That's not our soul. That's not us. That's the klipa. That void is shaking us. Or some people, they get so angry, they said, you know what, I'm going to go hurt this guy. Or God forbid, I'm even going to go kill somebody. I don't care if I go to jail. Is a human being talks like that? Is our soul can talk like that? There is no way. Is the klipa, is that void talking like that? Doesn't matter how much drugs you give it. Doesn't matter how much anger and hate you give it. It's never going to end. So we are going to a new year, and Shabbat Gadol is a Shabbat of maturity. Hopefully we are graduating, we are maturing from those negative and voids that we have in our consciousness, and promising ourselves that we're going to fill up those void with goodness, with Torah, with mitzvot, with coming to the classes, with touching others, helping others, caring for others. As long as you're in a class, do you feel any lacks or void on Shabbatot? Wow, we are complete. As long as we are giving, we don't think about our voids. As soon as we are alone, as soon as we don't have no plans, as soon as we sit down, then we start thinking what's wrong with our life. It just hit me. That's why Geminis are on the move all the time, because they don't want to let this void to come in. They don't make an opening to this void. So the more we keep busy with goodness, the less we leave room for this void to kick in. There is another, it's related to this. We're going to look at it in a different angle. Why we have certain addiction. We all have some kind of addiction. And we know it's bad for us, but we keep doing it. We know it's bad for us, but we keep doing it. It could be Lashon Hara, it could be evil speech, evil talk, evil action. We all have some kind of addiction. And even though it's bad for us, we keep doing it. What is the source? There's a beautiful, beautiful lesson. They call it appetite. Ishtaha b'Farsi. We all have an appetite for something. We were born by design. The Creator gave us an appetite, ishtaha, for something. Some people are born and they want to play piano. Some people they want to become, the best real estate man in the world, like President Trump. Some people they have appetite to study. Some people have appetite to become doctors, engineers. So we all born with some type of appetite. But this appetite not necessarily going to take us to the good, to the positive way, like they said, Kedusha. This appetite can take us also to the negative side. If you have an appetite to become the richest man in the world, that's fine. But if you spend that money only on yourself, that money going to kill that person. But if you become the richest man, you can help so many people. You can help countries. You can help continents. So we all have appetite, but we have to learn, first of all, to develop it to the max, but use it also in a positive way. If somebody born and they have an appetite to play piano, they can play piano for themselves at the house and not develop it to the maximum potential, or they can grow and play a piano for the most famous opera house in the world. So we all have appetite, but we're going to use it for the selfish reasons. We have to learn to switch that appetite to benefit humanity, benefit the world, not only for self alone. You know, in spirituality, in Judaism, they tell you put tefillin. Does it mean anything? You know, to me, 15 years ago, it didn't mean anything. Come on Shabbat. What's the difference between Shabbat and any other days? Or for ladies, light a candle. Does it mean anything? Doesn't mean anything. You don't see it. Intelligently, intellectually, it doesn't mean anything. But we know, we feel, we have this, our soul, our neshama, like I said, a soul bring you here, tells us you need to do it, you have to do it. It doesn't have any pleasures at the beginning, it doesn't fill up, it doesn't give you any good taste. Like we all have an appetite for delicious food, but not necessarily we have an appetite for matzah, and I'm going to tell you the secret. So we want our appetite to be fulfilled with something tangible. I want to eat a steak because it tastes good. I want to make money because I want to spend it on myself. One of the secrets of matzah is that it doesn't have no taste. It doesn't have no purpose. We don't have an appetite for it. But they tell us, they force us to have matzah for 7 days. Bread tastes so good. Come on, why are you taking away the bread from me? And you're giving me this matzah that doesn't have no taste. They want to teach us. They want to teach us that not everything in the world gives you satisfaction in that moment. Not everything gonna fulfill your appetite. There is powers, there's energies, there are rewards beyond your personal taste, beyond your personal agenda. So in Passover, the reason we eat matzah, you want to teach us in this coming year, don't only invest your time and energy that things that are going to give you reward. Don't only invest time and your money on things that are tangible. There is huge reward. They call it Olam Haba, which is not only the next life, it's in this life also. When we invest, when we don't fulfill this appetite just for selfish alone, then there is a huge reward in a spiritual world. We'll give an example of a piano. Can you imagine that child or that person going to play piano only for money? It's going to be fine, but can you imagine that person going to play piano for sick people, for handicapped people? Go play piano for soldiers, across of the continent. Can you imagine that fulfillment? So we all have appetite for a lot of things, but we're always waiting for a reward. The matzah, the Passover, is teaching us. There are a lot of things in life, like Shabbat, like tefillin, like lighting a candle, like doing a mitzvah, like giving a tzedakah. It doesn't give you anything back, it doesn't taste like anything, but definitely is going to build your character, it's going to feed your soul, it's going to bring you peace and harmony and shalom to your mind. In this coming year, we want to take off what's a lie. What's a lie? It's in our life. Sheker in Hebrew. We don't want to carry that lie to the next year. Again, all the addictions, all the hate, all the wrong things that we are doing, that we know is not good for us, but we're lying to ourselves and lying to others. It's amazing. In Hebrew, lie is sheker. And there's something in Kabbalah called milui, like you open the pronunciation of this word. So shin, you spell it shin yud nun. Kuf is kaf and pei, and resh is resh yud shin. So the Zohar says if you take the last letters, nun, pei, and shin is nefesh. It says unfortunately the lie is within our body, is within our soul, the nefesh, and it's coming from Adam and Eve. When they interacted the snake, and then God asked Adam, why did you eat the apple? He says, no, I didn't eat it, it's the wife make me eat it, you know. So that was the first lie. So the lying is within our body, within our nefesh. And we have to, in this coming year, take out the lie from our life. As a kid, you know, kids up to 13 years, all the kids, they lie, you know. That's the nature, that's how we were born. And as an adult, we learn how to lie. So take the lie out of our life for the next coming year. Let's read from the Zohar that's talking about this, they call it Avodah Zarah, the idol worshipping. So, in reality, we don't worship any idols, but what is those idols? It's all those addictions, all those voids, all the lies in our life. So, in this coming year, we want to get rid of all those. So, we are in book number 14, page 289, section 15. Don't cross your legs, don't cross your hands. By the reading of this section of Zohar, again, you know, it doesn't taste like anything, it doesn't satisfy us in any way. It doesn't make sense that we read the Aramaic words is going to help us in any way. But it's exactly like the matzah. The matzah doesn't taste like anything, but it's a bread from the heavens. Matzah is bread from the heavens. I was having a conversation, he said, oh, matzah is a punishment. If you think it's a punishment, it is a punishment. If you think it's bread from heaven, man, then it is going to be man for you in this coming year. So, the biggest lesson that I want to make sure that you guys understand, the lesson of the matzah, that it doesn't satisfy us in any way. We don't have an appetite for it even. But it has such a blessing. It's going to bring so much goodness to our life. So pay attention in the next coming year. Not necessarily what satisfies my eyes or my heart or my mouth is the right thing for me. You have to learn spirituality, you know, being a giver, the Torah, the Zohar, the Kabbalah, like the matzah, going to bring us blessing to our life. You know, 15 years ago, I said, Shabbat, you kidding me? Shabbat is just another day. You know, but when we start coming to Shabbat, when you start feeling the energy of Shabbat night, you know, the dinner, the family, reading the Torah, I cannot give it up anymore. I'm sure you're in the same way too. When you taste, this is in the Zohar also, when you taste the Torah, when you taste the spirituality, when you taste the true Judaism, you won't let go of it anymore. That's the biggest pleasure of the world. It's tasteless at the beginning, but then later on you find how full it is. And we're going to finalize the class with something that Ari says. So we are in page 289, section 15. Don't cross your hand, don't cross your legs. We are reading this section with this kavanah. This coming year, we want to remove all the addiction, all the anger, all the hate, all the void in our life. Va'ad eti hayibat ha'i satra achra beyada de kahana dichtiv צב את אהרון ואת בניו לאמור, רזה הכה דהה וקיימנה, ליד צב אלא עבודה זרה, והכה את יהבד ליה לעת קודה ההוא מחשבה רעה, ולעוברה לה מגו קודשה, בהאי רעותה דסלקה לעילה, ובהאי תננה ותרבין דעתוקדן, בגין להתברה מן קדושה, והאי צב ברשותיה קיימה, לאפשר לה מן קודשה מגו, האי קרבנה ואי טעימה, צב את בני ישראל, הכי נמי דהו ברשותיה קיימה, כל זמנה דעבדי רעותה, דמהרין דלה יכולה לשלטה על יהוא. The other side was therefore given into the hands of the priest, as written, command Aaron and his sons, saying, there is a mystery here, as we have learned that command is adultery. Adultery, yes.
Idol.
Idolatry, namely the other side. Here he was given an opportunity to burn that evil through the remove it from the holiness, by the wish that rise up, by the smoke and the burning fat, so that they would be removed from the holiness. This section of the Torah is talking about burning that animal, burning that void, burning that addiction from our life. And it's talking about burning the fat. It's so amazing. A section of Pinchas, the Zohar is talking about cholesterol. The cholesterol is the consequence of what's going on in our mind, in our head. According to Zohar, nothing has to do with what we eat. It has to do with what's going on in our mind. The more pure, the more cleansed, the more balanced, like the Amazon says, our body going to follow our mind. You remember the story of Yehuda was talking to Yosef. You know, Yosef, he covered himself. He didn't reveal himself as Yosef, and he was giving a hard time to his brothers. And Yehuda finally says, you know what? It was our fault. We killed our own brother. We are sorry. We made a mistake. You know, we are not going to do it again. And then Yosef, he revealed himself to his brothers. So, and he says, Ani Yosef, and all the problems were solved. So the moment we confess to ourselves, I don't want to live by that lie anymore. I don't want to live by that void anymore. I want to burn it away. And it's painful, it's not easy. We have to give up a lot of ego and pride and maybe bad friends, but then this is the right track for us. They said in yoga, you know, you have to push yourself, your muscles, your hands, your legs, until the point that, you know, you have a pain. And then actually you are exercising your muscles. If you don't exercise your muscle, if you don't stretch to their limits, then it doesn't have no benefits. So it's very difficult, it's very painful, it feels like we are burning, but we have to burn away all those negative aspects about us. We're going to finalize the class with what Ari says about this week portion. And this is a question Carmen asked at the beginning of the class. He says, you know, intelligence and intellect is a very cold energy. You can be the smartest person. You know, we all study in universities. But it's a cold energy. With no emotion, intellect doesn't help you in life. You know, emotion is the correction of the Torah. The first letter of the Torah is Bet, the last letter is Lamed. It's Lev, heart. The Torah comes to teach us how to ignite, how to be emotional, how to use our heart. It's not about intelligence. It's not a correction of mind. We don't have no problems with our intellect. We have an issue with our emotion. So everything we do, all the tefillin, all the candles, all the mitzvot, all the Torah reading, the Shabbatot, is all about emotions. We have to develop that emotion. And they call it certainty, they call it truth, they call it trust. You can, in a million years, we cannot have that trust and certainty only with our head. We have to develop our emotions. Ari says that our physical world is governed by intelligence and there is a little bit emotion, but in reality, the real world, the 99%, the spiritual world, is runs only by emotion. Only by emotion. It says, you cannot, with intelligence, you cannot have emotion. You cannot start up an emotion. Intelligence help us to be more emotional, but we are the one that have to find our soul. We are the one that have to develop the emotions. And you cannot find answers with intelligence, all the answers, but you can find the answers with emotions. So, in this coming year, in this Passover, so many people ask me, so many people ask, show it to me. Where is the Torah? It's all stories. There was Egypt. Where is the Ten Commandments? Yeah, if you're going to look for it with intelligence, you're never going to be satisfied. But if we learn how to connect to our soul, how to develop our emotions, see all these lessons in everyday's life, then we can find the answers. So I wish everybody a happy Passover, happy New Year, a year full of emotion and love and unity, and have a good Shabbat, and we see you next time after the holiday.